about living in LA, like kind of struggling, let's be honest, right?
Yes.
But you were writing for TV shows, weren't you?
I started off working on a show called Truth or Consequences, which is a show that Bob Barker did long before he did Price is Right. And I was hired at age 22 as an idea man. They paid me $300 for 2 days of work to come up with ideas. Now, the show had been on back in radio. You remember radio, Marty, right? Yeah. And
You're contemporaries.
that's it. We are. He's just a couple years older than me. And all the writers were 108. So everything you'd bring it up, you'd say, well, in 1948, we did that at the State Fair in Ohio, and we asked, like, so anything you get. So I got fired. I was there from August, got fired right before my birthday in November. And yeah, it was really sad. And I started to do warm-ups on television shows.
Oh.
That's how I started to make a living. I worked on Star Search and Alice and Soap and those kind of things. But I started the Comedy Store in 1976.
Comedy Store, legendary. I mean, they're doing a show on Showtime about her right now.
Yes,
right?
that show does not resemble anything that was going on in the Comedy Store. It's a bullshit show.
It's a bullshit show? Says Mark, who was there?
I was there.
I was there, man.
I was there. I started in '76 with Dave Letterman, Robin Williams, Jay Leno. Yeah, we all started about the same time.
Yeah,
and,
Pryor was around then.
And Shandling. Have you
And
all seen this thing on HBO about the Gary Shandling
Unbelievable.
Diaries? So Gary and I started at the same time, and he was a writer on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right.
And he would dissect my act every night and tell me, where the punchline should go, and this is too wordy, and if you move this here and move that there. And every time he would do the Tonight Show, he would do it at like 12:20. At 12:20, he'd be over, and we'd talk on the phone till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, dissecting everything he just did and getting ready for the next time he was going to do the Tonight Show.
Incredible.
It was cool.
What a cool friendship to have, and then to see these guys develop. And
when I was doing warm-ups on Soap, across the hall from me was Letterman doing the warm-ups on Barney Miller, and Saget was doing it on Bosom Buddies. And that's how we all got started back then.
You were doing Comedy Magic.
Yes.
And I have a clip
no.
of Marc Summers. You might notice something
Where the hell did you dig this up?
nominally different. And I say nominally. Let's take a look.
That was a show in Canada. We shot that in Vancouver, Canada. It was my first big TV thing. That was probably
76, probably.
It might have been 76, 77, yeah.
So, did you guys catch that in the beginning, by the way?
Mark Berkowitz.
Mark Berkowitz.
Yeah.
I
woke up one morning, turned on the TV, and they said, the son of Sam has been caught. His name is David Berkowitz. My agent called me and said, you're not working as it is, change your name. And the most anti-Semitic people in show business are other Jews. And when I became Marc Summers, all of a sudden I started to work. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Unbelievable. I didn't make the connection. Son of Sam, David Berkowitz.
Yeah, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. Okay, so, this kind of loses its sting a little bit, but a lot of Jews have changed their names over the years.
Yes.
Not because of a serial killer who shared the same one. And I want to quiz you.
Okay.
Do you know your Jews by their birth name? You've heard of HQ? This is JewQ.
JewQ, I like it.
Okay, we're doing some JewQ.
Which means I get to question 4 and then I'll lose my ass.
That's right. And if I start to lag, you're having a stroke.
There you go. I might be at my age, you never know.
Yeah. Let's see that first picture here.
Benny Kabelski was Jack Benny.
Benny Kabelski, you got it.
Okay.
Okay, let's not show the next one until I say Jonathan Leibowitz.
Steve Lawrence?
Survey says Jon Stewart.
Oh, no kidding.
Jon Stewart was born Jonathan Leibowitz. Nathan Birnbaum.
That's George Burns.
George Burns. We got George Burns.
Yep.
Joseph Levitch.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry.
Hello, ladies.
Hello. Who you got to interview.
Oh, I can tell you stories about Jerry Lewis. I have hours of stories about Jerry. He was my friend for 20 minutes. Yes. Yeah.
Well, let's get to our next one. Allan Konigsberg.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Yeah.
And the room gets silent, and he was a great comedian. And the final one is Karen Johnson.
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. He knows his Jews.
Yeah, I almost know all my Jews. That's great.
You get a free life.
Yeah, you get an extra life.
I need it.